we do with the sports betting stocks now that they've pulled back from their highs? Take Flutter, the parent company of FanDuel, which also owns a bunch of sports and iGaming platforms in Europe and Canada. This stock's been a huge winner over the past few years. But like the rest of the industry, it's pulled back hard in recent months. You know what? Largely because too many favorites won their games this NFL season. That's bad for sportsbooks because the public tends to pick the favorites, which is why Flutter had to cut its full-year forecast back in January. Tonight, though, the company reported its full fourth-quarter earnings, and the results were excellent. The full-year guidance came in a little light, but I think management's just trying to be cautious here. So strong quarter, conservative guide. But was there enough good news to get the stock going again? Let's take a closer look with Peter Jackson, the CEO of Flutter Entertainment, to learn more about the situation. Mr. Jackson, welcome to Mad Money.
Hey, it's very nice to see you again, Jim. How are you doing?
So it's been a long time, Peter. Been a very long time. I've got to tell you, congratulations. You are, right now, you're the champ. You've got the most market share. And I'm trying to figure out whether it was the technology, was it the most interesting games, ease in platform, was it cost of acquisition that worked out for you? What were the secrets to having the #1 market share?
Well, look, let me give you a bit of background. I mean, we're not just #1 here in America with FanDuel, where we were delighted, to actually claim the #1 space in iGaming as well as our leadership in sports betting. We're also the #1 operator internationally. And I'm not sure how many of your viewers are aware of that, but if you take our position in the UK, we've got positions in Italy, Australia, in India, Turkey, all around the world. We're growing and taking market share. And you asked, why are we winning? We've got the best product, we've got the best pricing. And that's what's important for our customers.
Now, when you say best product, are we talking about ease of technology? A lot of people I know go and cut their teeth on FanDuel and then stay with FanDuel because they're a little scared about the whole process.
Look, it is about ease of use. It's about being able to get that bet on quickly. But we're really famous for the parlay product. We brought this product to America. It's something that we've used in other markets around the world. And people love following player narratives and being able to get your bet on, in the Super Bowl, right? You were delighted with the outcome of the Eagles game, but what people were really wanting to watch was whether Saquon Barkley was going to score any of those touchdowns or not, how many yards were going to be passed in a game by a player. That's what is actually really exciting when you're watching sport on TV, and that's what we're brilliant at delivering.
Anytime touchdowns, we love that. And boy, that was a good one because Saquon looked to be the guy, and he was not in the game, but that's all right. He still played well. Now, let's talk about a case study in how to handle bad luck. I mean, I think people have to understand that if the players win all the time, it really it distorts your numbers. At the same time, it would almost be illogical to think that can continue to happen, right?
But margins move around, right? There's always going to be a degree of volatility in sports. If we knew what was going to happen all the time, we wouldn't watch it and people wouldn't bet on it, right? There comes times when the favorites win, and then there come times when the underdogs win. We've seen, we saw many more favorites winning in the NFL in Q4 than we've seen historically. But if I look at what was happening in soccer in the UK, Man City had a terrible run, and that meant that, we made really good margin there. So, the diversification in our business helps, but we wouldn't watch sport if it was predictable. And, that's what's behind it for our business.
Well, speaking of predictable, how about these prediction markets? I mean, I see these markets develop. They're not in your wheelhouse necessarily, but and they're also, by the way, they're kind of like zero-sum, so to speak. But are they worth pursuing, and can they encroach on your business?
We're monitoring the situation closely. I think we'll get some, something out of the CTFC, in the coming weeks as to the legality of these things. We have experience running, exchanges, right? We run the Betfair exchange, which is one of the biggest liquidity markets where people are betting peer-to-peer globally. What I will tell you though is they don't have the richness of the products that we can bring to our customers. If I look at what we did with Your Way at the Super Bowl, we had 1 in 20 of our customers trialing out our new product. 90% of the bets that people were placing were on unique bets that they couldn't have got onto otherwise. The richness of those player narratives, you can't get at that in the prediction markets. You're just choosing the winner of a competition. It's not as exciting or engaging for live betting in a contest for customers.
I have to ask you this because we all bet in our family. We do this because it's fun. We bet against each other. Not a lot of money. Who creates these terrific situations that everyone talks about? Who thinks of the anytime touchdown? Who realizes that there might be the longest pass and it's going to go to someone? Because they all seem to read our mind.
Well, look, that's what we are, employed to do. We have a fantastic team of, traders around the world who want to merchandise and bring those products and make it easy for you to get the bet on. Right? When you're watching the narrative of the game and the unexpected happening, you want to get the bet on quickly. We want to make sure it's there on FanDuel or, with Sky Bet or with Sportsbet, the brands who operate around the world, so that customers can have, entertainment and, enjoy watching their sport and, see whether they can get their, see whether, their predictions work or not.
Well, one last question. I think that that most of us feel that it's now a two-horse race in America. Is there any way you don't have to continue to spend for acquisition, given the fact that you are the champ?
Look, we are the champ. We're the biggest in the market. We have $1 billion more revenue in 2024 than the next biggest operator. But we invest a lot of money in customer acquisition and in providing generosity to our customers, but in a very disciplined way. Right? We're doing it based on our paybacks, making sure that the customers we acquire are paying back within 2 years. In fact, we talked about 18-month paybacks at the back end of last year. So if we can find more ways to spend more money and acquire more customers so they can enjoy our fantastic products, we'll be doing that.
Well, I got to hand it to you, and you do make it exciting. You do have some great parlays. It's what people really focus on. I've got to go overseas to see what they're focused on otherwise, but you do do a fantastic job. That's Peter Jackson, CEO of Flutter. I'm so glad you came on the show, and it's great to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you again.
Very good.
Thank you.
We have money's back here for the break.